Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Way Beyond Podcast, where you already know we focus on being better than yesterday, better than better today, than a second ago, and shit, better than being dated in a millisecond ago. You already know what's going on, but I appreciate every single person for tuning in today. This episode is going to be kind of a personal episode, you know what I'm saying? Because as y'all know, this month is mental health month. You know what I'm saying? And next month is men's mental health month. But right now we're going to focus on everybody's mental health because, man, we can all admit that there's a lot of people out here that's just going through a lot of stuff that they don't talk about on a regular. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people smiling on Instagram, but crying when the phone locked. We got a lot of people post like they live a good life, but mentally exhausted. We got a lot of people trying to keep up an image that society has, gave them, but the internet convinced them that it's normal and it's really not. And truthfully, some of us are losing ourselves trying to look like we got it all together, but we really don't. You know what I'm saying? So I've noticed that a lot of people my age are dealing with heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? Trying to heal alone, trying to figure out life alone, trying to stay strong while everybody else is secretly falling apart. And I'm here to tell you that, we really ain't got to do that. I see a lot of people, fighting for relationships that they really care about, putting in effort, praying, trying to fix it, communicate, trying to just, um, trying to just do everything you can and feeling like nothing's changing for real. I know how that can hurt and stuff like that, so I'm here to talk to everybody about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to talk to the people that's carrying responsibilities mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually, still waking up and trying to just beat the day. The strength that you don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, if I said anything on this list, and you feel like that this topic is for you today, I want you to go ahead, drop a one in the comments, drop a like on the video, whatever you feel like you can or you want to do. I need y'all to do that for me, all right? But without further ado, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna hop into the video. We're gonna keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Um, Before we do move on, I want y'all to tell me in the comments what helps y'all get through, them heavy mental days, you know what I'm saying? What help y'all get through them days where you feel like, you just don't wanna get up, you know what I'm saying? But you still get up, you still go. I want y'all to drop in the comments for me, just what help you get through. Cause I know for me, it's been prayer, it's been faith. It's been just building my relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about that just saying, God got me because it sounds good. I mean that really seeking Him. You know what I'm saying? Watching sermons, reading the Bible, praying more, learning how to sit down with God instead of only just running to Him and when life get hard. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I'm trying to really improve on is fasting. I'm trying to focus more on that, but honestly, I think the biggest thing helping me right now is learning how to trust God in situations that I used to want controlling. You know what I'm saying? And man, trading a season of control for a season of unshakable faith, that's very difficult. People don't really talk about that enough. And because we all have those moments when, you know, we um we feel like we got everything handled. You know what I'm saying? We trying our hardest. You know what I'm saying? We got a plan, trying to control everything and control trying to control the outcome. And boom, everything hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? Now you scrambling, overthinking, panicking, trying to fix the solution. You know what I'm saying? And somehow things just get worse. One of them things where you feel like, dang, I could do this to fix it. I could do this to fix it. But really just everything you're doing is it's just making it worse and worse. I feel like sometimes God will allow things to fall apart in your life for you to realize you was never supposed to carry it alone. You know what I'm saying? And I'll use me for an example. Last year was really a walk by faith with me. You know what I'm saying? It was a walk by faith season with me. And I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't have a car. I was staying with people. Shit, I felt like I feel like everything was heavy. I felt embarrassed. I mean, lost. I just wanted to, I really just wanted to get back on my feet. You know what I'm saying? And I was working jobs that I didn't even want to work for real. Just trying to survive, trying to figure out life, trying to make something shake. You know what I'm saying? And mentally, this season for me was like really, really hard because of the fact that when you feel behind in life, you know what I'm saying, and you still on the internet every day, you open social media and everybody looks successful, everybody's traveling, everybody's winning, everybody got money, everybody happy, everybody living their best life, you know what I'm saying? While meanwhile you trying just to survive mentally, you know what I'm saying? And that can really take a toll on a person. But what people what people don't show is behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize people don't show the behind the scenes. People don't show the anxiety. People don't show the depression, the loneliness, the confusion, the nights that they cried, the fear, the pressure, and eventually, they gonna get tired just like, we get tired. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you get tired of putting on that mask every day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's not physically, but it is spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And I remember going back home, just finally really seeking God and not just his hand, but his face. You know what I'm saying? And that changed me. That had to sit me down one day, and I had to sit me down one day and really tell God, like, I'm done. I'm done trying to control everything. I surrender. I don't want control anymore. It all belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? And no, I'm not saying that I woke up the next day rich or anything like that. I'm not saying I woke up the next day and all my problems was gone. But something did change. You know what I'm saying? I stopped stressing over things I couldn't control. I stopped obsessing over certain outcomes. I stopped trying to force everything. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't necessarily happy all the time, but I accepted where I was, and I started asking, okay, God, what's next? And even though I still go through things on a daily, sometimes it feels lighter than usual. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's because my faith in God has gotten stronger. You know what I'm saying? Where I would search control, I now just release it. And I started realizing, if God brought me through hard seasons before, why wouldn't he bring me through hard seasons now? Why would God bring me this far just to bring me this far? You know what I'm saying? And that reminded me of Luke 22:32, when Jesus told Peter, but I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thee, brethren. I'm sorry. That verse to me was powerful because of the fact that Jesus already knew Peter was going to fail. Jesus already knew Peter was going to struggle. You know what I'm saying? He already knew that Peter was going to fall short, but he also already knew that Peter was going to get back up. You know what I'm saying? And that, for somebody listening right now, you may feel weak, you may feel tired, and you may feel confused. But your story, trust me, it's not over. And notice something important. Jesus said, when you return, strengthen others, meaning everything you go through in life is not necessarily for you. Sometimes your pain can be a survival guide for somebody else. Sometimes your testimony can be hope for somebody else. Sometimes a season that almost broke you can be the season that helps keep somebody else keep going. And another thing that I've been learning is, when God calls you to do something, the enemy will try to talk you out of it. Every time, if God, like, he tried to talk to you out of it, like making you doubt yourself. You know what I'm saying? He make you think like, I got this idea, but like, am I qualified to do it? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if God calls you to be a leader, fear is going to show up. I feel like if God calls you to create, self-doubt is going to show up. I feel like if God calls you to heal, temptation is going to show up. I feel like if God calls you to grow, distraction is going to show up. But I also feel like that's why faith is so important. You know what I'm saying? I feel like because faith allows you to move even when your feelings don't agree, that it's a corner, it's a milestone that everybody has to have. You know what I'm saying? It's a cornerstone that everybody has to have in their life. You know what I'm saying? And God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies those that He called. A lot of us are waiting for perfect times before we make the walk of purpose, but God's been waiting for your obedience the whole entire time. That's why certain things that you ask for, you might not have gotten yet, because God is waiting for you to be obedient. You don't need to know every step. You just need to have enough faith to take the next one. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that, to me, that's real faith. And honestly, I think from y'all, I kind of want to hear, uh, I really want to hear what's been helping you mentally lately. You know, what's been keeping you going? Is it prayer? Is it therapy? Is it music? Is it family? Is it gym? Is it reading? Is it being alone? Or is it even journaling? You know what I'm saying? Just writing your feelings down. If y'all can y'all drop that in the comments for me? And if nobody's told you lately, you're not a, you're allowed to restart. You know what I'm saying? You're allowed to heal slowly. You're allowed to fall, still get up. Don't confuse moments of failing with life of failure. The difference between the two, a bad season doesn't mean you have a bad life. Sometimes healing looks messy before it looks beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the hardest things in life right now is learning how to rely on faith instead of feelings. Because feelings change every day. One day you can be confident, next day you can doubt yourself, one day you can be hopeful, the next day you can be exhausted. You know, but faith says, even when I don't understand, God is still working. So even when I can't see the outcome, God is still moving. And even when life doesn't make sense, I trust Him always. That kind of faith changes people, you know? And honestly, I'm still learning it. I'm still growing. I'm still healing, and I'm still becoming. You know what I'm saying? But I'm no longer ashamed of the process. And that's what makes things, seem and become a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty much, just my little mini episode for today. But before we do end this episode, I just want to say that I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to say keep going. And seriously, I know life can feel heavy. I know some days you be tired mentally. I know some nights feel lonely. I know disappointment can break your spirit. But don't give up on yourself. This is still purpose, attached to your life. You know what I'm saying? There is still people you're supposed to impact, still rooms you're supposed to walk into, still blessings you haven't seen. And mostly important, God's still not done with you. You know what I'm saying? The version of your life that survived this season might inspire hundreds of people one day. You know what I'm saying? You might inspire the whole entire next generation, and you wouldn't even know it. And that's just the purpose that God has set out for your life. You know what I'm saying? So keep your faith stronger than your fear. And remember, you don't have to control everything still and to still be okay. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes surrender is where peace finally begins. And trust me, that peace in your life is everything. I promise you, that peace in your life is everything. And I just want to say, if this video touched you in any kind of way, I ask that you just share it with somebody that might need it. This is WayBeyond's podcast. I love you all. Protect your mental, protect your peace, keep your faith first, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Love you.